Hey, LowCountry family. So many of you have reached out to us because you want to help. You want to help our neighbors in South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, and Florida who've been devastated by Hurricanes Helene and Milton. But you just don't know how. But you're trusting that somehow we would. So I wanted to take a moment to quickly outline for all of us what our plan is to strategically help our neighbors. And not only right now, but for the longer haul. After the TV cameras have left and moved on to the next news story. So we're going to be sending out our first disaster relief team to work with Samaritan's Purse on October 20th. They're going to spend a week there in the Asheville area, assisting with debris removal and cleanup. And that's great, but it's a big job and one that won't be done anytime soon. So we've decided to intentionally make a huge part of our outreach efforts, not only for the rest of this year, but throughout all of next year, 2025 as well, to be sending relief teams to work and minister in these storm-damaged areas. So how can you help? Well, here's how. As we're able to work out with our ministry partners like Samaritan's Purse, but others as well, to line up additional relief trips to send teams on to serve, we're going to let you know. We'll put it in our weekly newsletter and post it on our social media. If you can take the time off to go and serve our neighbors in one of these states, then sign up. We'll get you there. We'll tell you exactly what you need to pack and to bring and what to expect to be doing while you're there. But I know that for many of you, it may not be possible to go yourself and serve on one of these disaster relief teams. But you know what you can do? We can all give something. You remember the story found in the Gospel of Mark about the widow's offering. It wasn't about the amount she gave, it was about the heart behind her giving. And I know, like so many times before, ours is a generous church. And when we all collectively do our part and pull together, God can and will accomplish more than we could dream of doing on our own. So we've set up a designated disaster relief fund that you can give to. And I am telling you that 100% of what you give to this fund will go exclusively to help our neighbors in their time of need. And here's how we're going to use that fund. First, right now, it's hard to know how best to help because the immediate needs are changing so quickly that by the time you put out the word that you're collecting something and then actually receive it, the need has changed. And the desperate need is now actually for something else entirely. There's also the issue of how to get it to the folks that need it. Right now, travel in and out of the worst affected areas has resulted in some folks taking off with trailers full of goods, only to be frustrated and turned away, denied entry, and having to bring those goods back. So instead, we've been working to identify partners already on the ground in those areas. Now, it might be a larger organization like Samaritan's Purse, or it might be a local church much like ours that has a facility and people there to receive and distribute the aid that's needed. So we're going to get the funds directly to those individuals so they can go ahead and secure exactly what they need and when they need it. So we're compiling a list of these opportunities and we'll be making strategic selections and sending them the funds they need each week. We're also going to use your gifts to help fund the cost of sending our mission teams to serve. Both the cost of travel for things like vans and trailers and gas, and the cost of finding out from our hosting partner exactly what's most needed in the area that we're headed to, and then bringing it with us. Does that all make sense? I hope so, because we have prayed over and sought the Lord's guidance for the best way for us to help. And we believe this is it. You see, in times like this, we feel just like you do, that we want to help and just need to do something. But in order to be the good stewards of what God entrusts to our care, we want to be smart and strategic about it and make sure that we're deploying God's resources, your gifts, where they can have the maximum impact by getting those directly to the people and places that need them most, and at the time that they are most needed and can be best used. I'm grateful that God has spared us and therefore given us the responsibility and the privilege to try and help our neighbors who weren't. So let's partner together do our part, and then see what God can and will accomplish through us.